The next location we visited was the Hautes Pyrenees. Please forgive my pronunciation, my French friends. This was a really beautiful spot to be able to visit because we met such fabulous people, young individuals from Paris. They call themselves neo-rurals, and it was kind of neat to see this here in France because Guido and I's experience is that there's a lot of us out there who don't come from agricultural backgrounds or rural situations, but come from suburbs or even urban contexts, and get into the work of farming and agriculture, land and livestock. And both Laura and Alistair are neo-rurals from Paris. She was a chef and a filmmaker, and Alistair is a sommelier, and together they left Paris to learn more about farming and how to be closer to their food and to pursue work in farming, and eventually starting their own restaurant in a beautiful town called Sauveterre. Of course, the best way to get to know folks is, again, through sharing food and having a good time, and we certainly got to learn a lot about how similar our feelings are about the importance of being more connected to our food system. And it was very encouraging to know that folks from the cities, young group individuals, are interested in moving to the country to be a part of food production, food sovereignty in general. We felt that this is a good time to share about the importance of food and culture, and when it comes to pastoralism and the history of shepherding, the very products in which the animals that they raise to produce food and fiber are it's really important in terms of what they eat to nourish themselves in this hard work. So what you'll find in these cultures is the preservation and fermentation of meat and cheese, bread, cider, wine, and beer. All of these very nutrient-dense foods are a part of what it means to be able to do this work. And we got to experience that firsthand working with shepherds and observing how nutritiously they ate, as well as how important it was that they got their good meals throughout the day when out there with the animals on grazing circuits. This was an extraordinary lunch break with two shepherds. The sheep take their same break as the shepherds do. Actually, in there is some potted wild game that's been fermented with a pretty good amount of fat layered on top to preserve. It was absolutely extraordinary. The family does it together and creates basically this cured sausage, or pate rather, and they get to eat it and throughout the year. And we were very lucky to be able to partake and take some with us. We were able to participate in a cider festival in the Basque Country, which was pretty spectacular. It's relevant to the pastoral and shepherding culture because traditionally the shepherds would come down once a year around this harvest time of the apples and the cider that had been fermenting for the whole that whole time frame of the year. They would come down from the mountains out of solace and come in to communion and have a fantastic time trying all of the ciders from the different apple batches. And it's when they were able to decide which was their apple of choice in the different vats of fermented cider. We were able to partake in this long history of tradition at this cider house. It was also festival, so we were able to dress up and have quite a great time experiencing the cider, the songs and dances, and the incredible food. Is quite lovely. Of course, cured meats. Again, food and the connection to food and taking the time to enjoy food and with one another was something very noteworthy and important to point out.